The concept of a Satanic New World Order has been a topic of discussion among conspiracy theorists for decades. According to this ideology, a group of powerful individuals and organizations are working together to create a one-world government that would control every aspect of people's lives. Recently, some proponents of this theory have suggested that the issue of global warming is being used as a tool to further the goals of this alleged New World Order. In this essay, we will explore the idea that global warming propaganda is being used to oppress people and advance the agenda of the supposed Satanic New World Order. Proponents of this theory argue that the issue of global warming is being exaggerated and distorted by the media and governments to create a sense of panic and urgency among the population. This, they claim, is done to justify the implementation of policies and laws that would restrict people's freedoms and increase government control over their lives. For example, the push for renewable energy sources and the reduction of carbon emissions are seen as excuses to impose taxes, increase regulations, and limit individual choices. They also argue that the focus on global warming is being used to distract people from other important issues, such as economic inequality, social injustice, and government corruption. One of the main ways in which global warming propaganda is allegedly being used to oppress people is through the promotion of a culture of fear and guilt. The constant bombardment of alarming messages about the devastating consequences of climate change is said to create a sense of anxiety and hopelessness among the population. This, in turn, makes people more susceptible to government control and manipulation, as they become more willing to accept restrictive policies and laws in the name of saving the planet. Additionally, the emphasis on individual responsibility for reducing carbon emissions is seen as a way to shift the blame from governments and corporations to ordinary people, making them feel guilty for their supposed role in causing climate change. Another way in which global warming propaganda is allegedly being used to advance the agenda of the Satanic New World Order is through the promotion of a one-world government. The idea of a global response to a global problem like climate change is seen as a Trojan horse for the creation of a single, all-powerful government that would control every aspect of people's lives. The United Nations Agenda 21, which aims to promote sustainable development and reduce poverty, is often cited as an example of this. Proponents of the Satanic New World Order theory argue that Agenda 21 is actually a blueprint for a one-world government, which would impose strict regulations and controls on individuals, businesses, and nations. Furthermore, some proponents of this theory argue that the global warming propaganda is also being used to advance the interests of powerful corporations and financial institutions. For example, the push for renewable energy sources is seen as a way to create new markets and investment opportunities for companies that specialize in solar and wind energy. The carbon trading system, which allows companies to buy and sell carbon credits, is also seen as a way to create a new form of financial speculation and profiteering. In this way, the global warming propaganda is allegedly being used to enrich the already wealthy and powerful, while further oppressing the poor and vulnerable. In conclusion, the idea that global warming propaganda is being used to oppress people and advance the agenda of a Satanic New World Order is a complex and multifaceted one. While it is true that the issue of climate change is being used to justify restrictive policies and laws, it is also important to recognize the real and pressing threat that global warming poses to our planet and our way of life. Rather than dismissing the issue of climate change as a conspiracy, we should focus on promoting critical thinking, media literacy, and scientific inquiry, so that we can have a more nuanced and informed discussion about the role of government, corporations, and individuals in addressing this global challenge.